Right, so this is a bridge that was built to go over the bypass to give a farmer access to his field. And as bridges go, it's quite steep. We're at ground level now, and well, it's doing it. I'm literally at the limit of what this thing can carry. I'm basically right at the top of its rated weight limit. So if you're a smaller person, you won't have any trouble. And it is actually doing it. There's a cutout. If it overloads, the cutout will trip, and you press it. You see how high up we are now, and the cutout will pop out. And in fact, if you're going up a steep hill, what you can do is go from side to side, because that makes it seem like a shallower hill. But it's gone up the steepest bit quite happily on its own. And but yeah, there's a cutout, so you can't overload it. Going much faster going down. Now I'm going to try something. This here is ferociously steep. Now I know it won't go up this hill, but it'll be interesting to see if it goes down it. Because actually a lot of people who are disabled, going downhill is actually hard to work here. Oh, it's sliding. Yeah, it's sliding. So, but it's perfectly controlled. It's absolutely perfectly controlled. Now, I ought to be a salesman for little electric buggers, you know. Buggies. So, I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, this is the old road. It used to cut through here. You can see the old line markings. Now, I'm going to do another trick. Let's set the speed to minimum. Let's try something. Let's get out of it. And let's take it up the hill. Now, if you go down somewhere steep in the buggy, we're obviously going to have to get it back up again. Now, I know it won't carry me up here, but it's perfectly capable of getting itself up here. Hello. I put it on eBay. I'll just make sure it works. I'm not giving the batteries a run because they're stale. But yeah, it's come up there perfectly fine. You see that steep grassy bit there? Whoops. Hello. Phew. So I've just sold it on eBay. And pardon? Yeah, it wouldn't go. You wouldn't be able to ride it up that really steep hill, but it can power itself up the hill. But it went down it all right. I went down it, sat on it, and but yeah, but it went up there okay. And although I've kept the batteries on charge, they haven't been used for a while, so they sag on voltage. So just giving it a bit of a run, and this is the second run, and already they're much improved. And
we didn't tell that couple to stick their hands out for the bus. They didn't know their way.
Oh right, oh I see, yeah.
So we were going home that way, but
yeah, you're coming this way.
Stick his blinking hand out as he goes flying by.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
He will.
Yeah, that's the bus stop down there now, isn't it?
Yeah, they like Midsummer's Murders. That's
Yeah,
why
I
they're
see.
walking.
Yeah.
Oh right. But God, I was here in 1980 when they built that bridge.
Yeah.
It's I remember the old road. I used to cycle down it, and that's how I'm putting this thing through its paces, because I just sold it on eBay and I want to make sure it all works.
Yeah.
Not least so if they come back to me and say, "Oh, it doesn't work." So, "Oh, yes, it does."
Yeah,
And,
as it goes A to B, that's good enough.
Yeah,
isn't
doesn't it? Yeah. And it's only a little one for indoor smooth surfaces, so it's doing jolly well out here.
Battery, charge up battery.
Yeah. Battery pulls off, it just lifts up.
Oh, yeah.
And but I got two of them I'm doing up, and this is actually the shinier one. The other one's older.
You never know. We look, there's a lot of walking. We might have one of them.
Yeah, one day. Yeah. But
You
it's
can still park up and walk round.
certainly for outdoors. I would actually go for the one with the bigger wheels.
Yeah, bigger one.
They're a bit out of its depth out here. It's a bit rattly and whatever. The bigger pneumatic tired ones are much nicer for outdoor work. But this folds down. It's you can actually put that together one-handed.
Oh, good then.
And but it's what you do with that is you put it in the car. You go somewhere with smooth surfaces, trundle around the Science Museum or wherever it is you are, the Natural History Museum, and put it back in the car and or the Westgate Shopping Centre. And
Yeah, we'll love and leave you.
yeah.
We're going to get back. We come round here to show them where the bus
Oh well,
is.
right. Oh yeah, sort
She
of.
wants to visit Oxford now.
Oh, right.
I don't know where, but they're all okay.
Oh, I
They
see.
just catch out, they'll be
They
straight
come
there.
here to Midsummer's Murders. I said, well, Oxford is Morse.
Yeah, I see. Yes, of course. Where are they
They
from?
got another lot to look at.
Where are they from?
Didn't ask them.
Didn't ask they? Right, well, I'm going to go bombing down the hill, and yeah, thanks. Well, I would go bombing down the hill if I didn't put it in reverse. But here we go. It's actually set to minimum speed on the knob, which is probably no bad thing because it acts as a kind of descent control. That hill down there is very, very steep. It's almost like going up the stairs. So you'd fall over backwards if you tried to go up in this thing, even if it did have the power. So let's go a bit faster, and let's swap hands on the phone so it's easier to operate the lever. Okay. As he says, very sure-footed. I'm genuinely impressed because given this is really the small, lightweight indoor model, I'm actually quite impressed it could cope with that bridge. But even more impressed how well it handled going down. I mean, the up was one thing, and the down was impressive. It went down that little hill, absolutely no trouble. It was perfectly controlled. It didn't run away, even though the wheels were starting to slip. So that's really quite impressive. Although the battery voltage drops down under heavy load, trundling along here, I mean, with going across the grass and climbing up the bridge, I think I've kind of added an extra few miles of workload on the battery. So the thing is, I am a battery engineer. I know how to look after batteries. You know, you wouldn't just stick it in the cupboard and forget about it and then take it out again a year later and wonder why the thing's died. You know, you do need to keep them on charge, and I've been doing that. Although this thing has lived in a dehumidified garage, the battery, which is small, has lived in a cupboard in the office, and roughly every 2 weeks to a month I'd take it out, plug it into the charger. So it's always been kept in condition, and that's clearly paid off because it's only one notch down from full, and they say the range is 10 miles, but actually batteries don't last very long if we keep running them right flat. I wouldn't, so I'd say the safe working range of this is actually about 5 miles, and you really wouldn't want to go much further in it. Although that's 5 miles continuous. If you're gently wafting around indoors, lead acid batteries recover, and it's one of the reasons why the milk float was so successful, because it wasn't continuous hard work. The float would move, and then it would stop and the batteries would have a rest, and then it would move, and then it would stop and the batteries would have a rest. And that's why the milk float was such a successful vehicle, because lead acid batteries like to be given plenty of rest. And it's like when you start your car. If you're starting a car, you hear the starter motor slow. If it won't start, you're churning it on the starter motor, and it's going, and the starter motor's losing speed because the battery's getting tired. Well, if you let go the ignition key and wait, give the battery a rest, then you try it again, the starter motor spins with more vigour. And but this is a little bit of a hill here, and I kind of went up it on the grass, but I'm now going down it on the gravel. It's really, but the battery's showing full voltage because I actually think I'm charging it up. I think when you go downhill on one of these, the motor behaves like a generator, starts to charge the battery back up. As somebody who owns a Toyota Prius that does exactly the same thing, I'm well used to regenerative braking, and No, it's purring along a tree. It's a bit rattly on there, but the road is smoother here. I mean, this is a resurfaced road. It is a bit rough, but certainly for indoor work, it glides along a tree. And much as anything, it reassures me that it's in good order. I mean, it did well to climb up that bridge, and there's a trip that cuts out in front of the battery, and it's under a little white rubber press thing, so keep water out, and you just press it down and it clicks back in. And I'll show you actually. It's there. That's the reset of the clicks. You press that. Well, yeah, that's it.